Hey everyone, welcome to my library. My name is Melissa, and today I am excited to do this video because I have actually just been really curious and I've held off until filming to do this. But basically, you guys know I love long books. I love the big, thick books. Those are my favorite. And I decided I just kind of wanted to see what the top 10 longest books on my want to read list on Goodreads is and pull them off my shelves if I own them or just talk about them if I don't own them. And we can kind of see what I'm in for. And I'll let you know if there's one that I'm really excited about or, you know, that I knew was going to be long. I can tell you right now, Count of Monte Cristo is a hunker and I'm in the middle of it. It's over 1,400 pages. So I would be surprised if this doesn't make the list, but this one is a commitment, that's for sure. So yeah, I have my laptop here. So I'm just going to be looking this up and then letting you guys know. And I guess I'll go from like 10 to 1. So I'll kind of scroll down. So yeah, let me just do this. Number of pages. Perfect. Okay. Okay guys, so I have the 10 here on my laptop listed and I own some of them and I don't own some of them. So I will just let you guys know or pull them off my shelves if I own them. Okay, number 10 on this list, I don't own, but I know is going to be great. And that is The Sun in Splendor by Sharon K. Penman. This is a favorite book of my mother-in-law's, actually. She loves this author. From what I know, this is a medieval story, follows Richard III, and it's kind of just this exciting, epic story. I'm not really sure. It's a modern classic, and it sounds really good, and my mother-in-law loves this book, so she has really good taste. I trust her taste. So you guys will have to let me know if you've read it. It comes in at, let's see, 936 pages. And I've seen this book in bookstores and stuff. I've never actually bought it, but I know the font is very tiny too. So yeah, that's a commitment. Okay. So the next book on the list, I also don't own, and I actually recently added based on a subscriber's recommendation. So yes, I'm excited about this one. It's called The Eighth Life by Nino. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can say this last name. Haratischwili? I'm sorry, I can't say that last name. It's about 7 different women, and it's kind of at the turn of the 20th century, it sounds like, and it's in the Russian Empire, so it's like a Russian historical fiction novel. It's crazy highly rated. It's a 4.52 on Goodreads, and it has 6,000 something ratings. So people love this book. It sounds amazing. Let me know if you've read it. Thank you so much. Whoever, I can't remember who recommended it to me, but someone did, and I looked it up and it sounded so good. I definitely listened to your guys' recommendations in the comments, by the way. And yeah, this is just an example of that. The page count for this baby is 944 pages. Okay. So I definitely own the next book. It is Forever Amber by Kathleen Winsor. Oh, here it is. Right here. So this book. So yes, this is from what I know, this is like a crazy classic book. I mean, look how thick it is. It's crazy thick. I love this cover too. I bought this because it is recommended as a book to read if you're on a Gone with the Wind hangover. And let me read the back because I actually think it just sounds so intriguing and you guys will probably think so too. Abandoned, pregnant, and penniless on the teeming streets of London, 16-year-old Amber St. Clair uses her wits, beauty, and courage to climb to the highest position a woman could achieve in Restoration England, that of favorite mistress of the merry monarch Charles II. From whores and highwaymen to courtiers and noblemen, From the Great Plague and the Fire of London to the intimate passions of ordinary and extraordinary men and women, Amber experiences it all. But throughout her trials and escapades, she remains in her heart true to the one man she really loves, the one man she can never have. Oh my gosh, I just got chills. That sounds so good. Oh, I just want to read this literally right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it has a map too at the front. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, I need to read this. Let me know if you've read this, guys. It sounds amazing. It's somewhat of an older book, I think. It's rated a 3.99. And let's see when it was published. You guys, I knew this book was older. This book was published in 1944. That's crazy. Because it sounds kind of like, I mean, it talks about like horrors and stuff. So I'm kind of like impressed that it, you know, was printed that early. But yeah, I'm obsessed. 16,000 ratings and it's almost a 4.0. So that's pretty good. But I am so excited and so down. Okay, the next book I also am so excited about, and it's right here. Oh, okay. This book. The First Man in Rome by Colleen McCullough. You guys know I love Colleen McCullough. Oh my gosh, she's one of my favorite authors. She wrote The Thornbirds, and then she also wrote this series. So this is the first book in this Roman series. It follows a fictional account of Caesar. It's a 4.09. It's called the Masters of Rome series. Oh, cool. Look, guys, it's got like a picture of different characters. It's got a list of the characters. Basically, this book is a lot less like historical, as in like, it doesn't feel like you're reading like a nonfiction book. It's more like a character and plot driven kind of fictionally contrived story, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. I know there's like an enemy in here that's like dark and broody and falls in love with one of the characters in here, and it's kind of like this forbidden romance, which Colleen McCullough does amazingly. So yeah, this sounds so good. And now I want to pick this up. Guys, this is my problem with big books, is every single one of them sounds so good. They're always usually pretty highly rated, and just an epic that you can get lost in, and that is something that I'm obsessed with. Like, that's what I love. So, oh my gosh, if I could pick this up for Historathon, that would be so fun. But I already have kind of my TBR plan for that, but who knows, I might scratch it and pick this one up. 978 pages. Okay, so we're climbing up to 1,000 right now. So then the next book I also own, it's Kristin Lavransdatter, and it's by Sigrid Undset. I actually kind of like 3 months ago, hauled this book on my channel. I bought it in Utah in one of my favorite bookstores ever. And when I mentioned this book, someone in the comments told me that it was really, really good. I know it won the Pulitzer Prize or no, not the Pulitzer. It won the Nobel Prize. And this is a thick book. Yeah. What I know about it is it's translated fiction from Sweden, and it follows basically the story of this woman throughout her life, Kristin. And it follows her love of this one man, and it's kind of like tumultuous and up and down. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it, but it's well known. There's multiple editions of this book. It even has a beautiful penguin drop caps edition. And yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think another person in my comments section recently was saying that they were reading this and actually really, really enjoying it. So that's encouraging. And this one is rated a 4.29. So that's crazy. That's so high. And it's actually a compendium of 3 separate books. So that's kind of why it's so thick. Okay, so we're down to the final 5 largest books on my TBR. And I own all of them but one. So the 5th largest book on my TBR is this baby right here. So this is called Shogun by James Clavell. This is actually the first book in the series. I think there's like 3 or 4 in the series. It's crazy. But I bought this new in a bookstore in Seattle when I used to live there. Well, I'll just read the back because I also think reading the back of this book will do it more justice than me summarizing. So let me read it. After Englishman John Blackthorne is lost at sea, he awakens in a place few Europeans know of and even fewer have seen, Nippon. Thrust into the closed society that is 17th century Japan, a land where the line between life and death is razor thin, Blackthorne must negotiate not only a foreign people with unknown customs and language, but also his own definitions of morality, truth, and freedom. As internal political strife and a clash of cultures lead to seemingly inevitable conflict, Blackthorne's loyalty and strength of character are tested by both passion and loss, and he is torn between 2 worlds that will each be forever changed. Yeah, so this follows an Englishman basically going into Japan and learning about the culture there in the 1600s. And I know he ends up like falling for a girl there. And I mean, doesn't this just sound epic? I actually love Asian historical fiction. I just think it's super, super fascinating and not talked about enough. And so, yeah, I bought this book because, first of all, it's also crazy highly rated on Goodreads. 4.39 with 149,000 ratings. That is insane to have that good of a rating for that many reviews. Like, that's crazy. So everyone seems to love this book, and I'm sure I will too. So yeah, the next highest book, the 4th largest book on my TBR, is this baby. So this is The Wheel of Fortune by Susan Howatch. This is actually on my list as one of the top 12 books I want to read in 2021. But I've read the first chapter of this, and it sounds so good, and it was so well written. So I know I'm gonna love this book. Basically what this follows is it's in the early 1900s, and it follows this towering estate called Oxmoon, a rambling old mansion on a sprawling estate in Wales. And it follows multiple generations who own this estate. And it's kind of like the drama of all of these different people. And it says, they are ensnared by the family legacy of madness, murder, and doomed romance. The disastrous consequences of 19th century Gwyneth Godwin's scandalous affair with sheep farmer Owen Bryn Davies. So yeah, it sounds like there's going to be some sort of star-crossed lovers theme in here. And oh my gosh, I am so excited. I also got this in that bookstore in Utah. I found some amazing finds in that bookstore, and you guys can tell what I'm gravitating towards is the big books. So this is rated a 4.11, and it is at 1,171 pages. So yeah, it's a big one, but I know, so this definitely is going to be read this year, and it's going to be awesome. Oh my goodness, you guys, I cannot believe that this book is not number 1. I'm kind of like mind blown right now because I know how much of a commitment and how much of a feat this will be when I tackle this book. And I don't even own it because I'm so scared to buy it because then I know I have to read it. But that is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Yeah, so this is number 3 on my list. Are you guys shocked? I thought it would be number 1 for sure. This comes in at 1,273 pages. It's a freaking classic. I know a ton of people who have read this book and always say it's amazing, and that, even though it takes forever to read and there's a million characters and you should probably grab a notebook and like write out a family tree, is what people have told me to do, literally. They all say that it's worth it and that there's such a good story in play. So yeah, it's classic Russian literature, classic just general need to read before you die literature. So it's gonna happen, but I'm scared. I'm scared. So number 2 is right here. It's called ... and Ladies of the Club. And it's by Helen, Hooven, Santmyer. That's hard to say. So yeah, this one is a big one for sure. But I know Kim from Kim's Book Life, she told me that this is an amazing book. It's her favorite book. I actually bought this years ago. I've owned this book for years now and still haven't picked it up. I just need a little bit of a push to pick it up. I think it's because the cover doesn't excite me that much. And I don't know why, but that just kind of like leaves me hanging. But let me read the back. It says, glowing with romance, alive with passion, here is the phenomenal novel that topped bestseller lists from coast to coast, a magnificent saga of love and life, war and peace, set in America's warmest and richest decades, filled with people you will never forget and stories you will always remember. If you only read one novel this year, let it be, and Ladies of the Club. I think it follows like the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Let me see. No, completely wrong. It starts in 1868, so I guess it's like turn of the century type of novel. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know if you've read this and if you love it, and you know, if I really should prioritize it, because I feel bad that it's always displayed right here on my shelves and I haven't read it, and I've owned it for years. So I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but I just need a push, you guys. So there's this one. So guys, this book is number 1, the longest book on my TBR. And what do you know? It's also a book that I need to read this year. It's part of my top 12 I need to read in 2021. And it's longer than War and Peace. So I think this has to do with the editions, and that's why it's longer than War and Peace. Because I just looked at the page count for this book, and honestly, it's definitely not longer than War and Peace. Like, there's no way. So it's definitely based on the edition. Let's be real. But this book has 979 pages, and I will show it to you guys now. The Fiery Cross by Diana Gabaldon. So yeah, this is the 5th book in the Outlander series. I mean, all of these books are crazy long and are like, you know, they take time. They take me at least a month to read every time I pick one up, but they're so worth it. Actually, on my Discord group, Kelly recently started a read-along for the Outlander series. So they are starting Outlander, the first book, in February. So if you guys wanted to hop on that, I can definitely share with you a link, and you can join in with this Outlander read-along that's happening. I'm not joining in because I've read Outlander recently, like in the past 2 years, and so I kind of don't want to start at number 1. I kind of want to just keep going. So yeah, I'm gonna commit to this year, but that is hilarious that it made it to number 1, because it is a book I will get to this year. So that's funny. Those were the top 10 longest books on my TBR. And if you couldn't tell, I am so excited about all of them. I love big books. I love getting immersed in a story, immersed in characters, and just committing my time to a huge hunk of a book. Like, it's my favorite thing. Butter. So yeah, and all of these books, also another thing I love about big books is they are usually well loved. I don't know really why it is the case that usually longer books are more highly rated, but it seems to be the case. With all that being said, please let me know in the comments below what books you are excited that I mentioned that I should read, or if there's a long book that you're proud that you've read or that you want to read and you need me to push you to read it. I would be happy to. Please like and comment. I reply to every single comment. And please subscribe if you want to see more from me and Butter. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.